Welcome back. Senate Republicans releasing their fiscal year 2026 energy and water development appropriations bill on Monday. The proposal cuts funding for energy and water programs while boosting defense spending by 3% and boosting non-defense spending by 6.5%. So far, this is the only fiscal 26 appropriations bill to include spending cuts. Joining me now is Virginia Congressman Ben Klein, a member of the House Appropriations Committee. Congressman, what can you tell us? Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yeah, well, we want to continue to find savings, especially getting rid of the Green New Deal programs that Joe Biden put in place that are dragging down economic growth and actually hurting business and job development. You know, when it comes to prices, people are looking at their electric bills this year. They're still seeing they're too high. We need to bring those down. Trump is doing that and making us more energy independent, but we've got to help him by reducing the spending on those Green New Deal programs.
So where are you right now in terms of appropriations bills? 3 have been done already. I mean, you're going into, what, the January 30th deadline with a handful of bills done. Do you think that ensures that the Democrats can't shut down government again once funding runs up at the end of January?
We're optimistic that we can get a package done around Christmas time. Hopefully the defense appropriations bill, maybe commerce, justice, science, and transportation, housing, those will help stabilize the markets and put aside any risk of a shutdown impacting a large swath of the economy.
What about health care and the Obamacare subsidies? I know that there is a Senate vote on this next week. What are the plans there?
Well, we also recognize health care is important for all Americans. We want to bring down the cost of health care, and we need to do that by reducing all of the Obama regulations on health insurance industry, letting the market bring down prices. We can do that and perhaps temporarily extend some of these subsidies while this adjustment takes place, but without all of these reforms to Obamacare to bring down prices long-term, short-term subsidies aren't going to do the trick for American families.
And I guess we're still waiting on a White House announcement on a health care plan, which was expected earlier this week. Ashley Davis, jump in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, hi, Congressman, how are you? Nice to see you. I just think that this is going to be our biggest issue going into actually the January 30th deadline. And do you think we can get there? And also, do you think, I'm assuming Senator Thune's going to let this vote happen, but it's probably not going to be the final package.
Yeah, we've got to not only explain to Americans how well the economy is doing and how wages are up, inflation is down, the stock market's great, and prices are stabilizing, but we've also got to understand that working Americans are getting hit by high energy costs from Biden-era Green New Deal, health insurance costs from Obamacare policies. We've got to work to bring those down, and we've got to put stuff on the table that's going to convey to Americans that we are making the changes that are going to bring down costs long-term for them and their families.
Yeah, all of this as the midterm elections are crystallizing. I mean, the Department of Justice is throwing its support behind Texas as the state files an emergency Supreme Court petition after the Trump-backed congressional map was blocked by federal judges. The decision on Texas's bid to revive the new congressional map could come as soon as this week. You've got Indiana lawmakers, meanwhile, reconvening next week to discuss redrawing the congressional map there, despite initial resistance from the state Senate. And I know Congressman Virginia is also taking its first step toward a new congressional map where Democrats control both chambers there. What are you expecting in terms of the redistricting issue?
Well, Texas and California are going to do what they do, but Virginians do things differently. We don't like extreme partisan politics. And so amending the Constitution to put back in gerrymandering when it was taken out 5 years ago by a vote of 2-1 is probably not something Virginians are going to want to do. So we're optimistic that Virginians are going to vote to keep good government, keep the nonpartisan redistricting in our Constitution, and reject any kind of lean toward partisan gerrymandering here in Virginia.
All right. Do you think we will see new maps?
In Virginia, that's a long way away, and I'm doubtful that we're going to go in a take partisan steps to reintroduce gerrymandering in Virginia.
I see. Congressman, let me move on to your bill, the Protecting Our Courts from Foreign Manipulation Act, recently passed out of the House Judiciary Committee. Tell us about the bill.
Well, it's clear that China is trying to wage warfare, lawfare against U.S. companies by engaging in proxy litigation against U.S. companies. Funding this foreign litigation through these proxies is hurting American companies. We need to stop it. When the CCP is launching these lawsuits, we need to make sure that it's transparent, but that it's not allowed when it comes to interjecting itself into U.S. courts and launching litigation against U.S. companies and hurting U.S. manufacturers and U.S. jobs.
All right, Congressman, we'll be watching all of that. Great to see you this morning. Thanks very much, and happy Thanksgiving to you, sir.
And happy Thanksgiving.